All right, thanks so much for tuning in to Game 4 of the Southwest Single A Sectionals. Right now we've got the number 1 seed in the West, perfect 10-0 in the regular season, the Southern Victoria Vikings. They are the defending champions from Harbor Station last year, the team to beat at this tournament without a doubt. Against them, we've got the plucky Campobello Island Consolidated School, also the Vikings, so it's a Viking-on-Viking matchup right now. And they are going to take on the girls from Southern Vic. They're the number 2 seed in the South. They survived a match against John Caldwell last night to get here. Southern Vic, of course, earning the bye, and that's going to bring us into the tip-off.
It's going to be a really interesting game, I think, that we're going to see.
Yep.
It's going to be Southern Victoria winning the tip-off there. Number 11 is going to go for a shot, and that's going to go out of bounds, but they're going to get the rebound. Or, no, it won't go out of bounds, rather. They'll be able to save it. A few really good saves there, but a really good steal from number 4 on Campobello Vikings, Marissa Calder.
All right, folks, starting off this game, no points so far. Vikings versus Vikings, a little bit of an interesting matchup here.
Yeah, definitely.
This will result in seeding for the winner. Will move on to sectionals, and we'll play a game at 6 p.m. for seeding, and the losers will go to a last chance 1v1 just for third placement in sectionals. Shale is thrown in there. Serial's looking for an opening here. We'll find it. Bring it all the way across. Gonna find the hands of Williams. It's no good though. A Legacy gonna pass in. And the first few points up by Adams.
Really interesting that it took a minute for any of the teams to score any points when they were both pretty close to their nets, actually, at certain points.
Playing quick offense there. Nice steal by St. Peter. That one's going to be put out of bounds. Thrown in here is Eden Searles. Going to fall for the ball there. Going to be grabbed by Legacy. Bringing the ball up is Calder. Calder going to pass into Williams. Williams going to find the hands of Mitchell. Back to Calder. Calder all the way over there. Bree Williams thrown in here, looking for an opening. It's going to be stolen there quickly by Southern Victoria, passing up there. Far pass, going to find the hands of Legacy. Legacy going to pass. St. Peter will put up some points. be out of bounds on the hands of Calder. Nice shot. Really giving the Southern Victoria a nice lead early on there. That's another one for St. Peter. All the way around, gonna make the hands of Calder. Calder looking to drive in there in the paint. Gonna try to shoot over the defender, but it's gonna be no good. It's gonna be a foul. On to number 10. Sadie Clark loose. Nice job there. Like Calder keeping that in play. They will draw the foul. That one's good there. And Seals. Second one's up now. 2 for 2 from the line. Gonna pass over to St. Peter. Circling around back to St. Peter. It's gonna hit the back of the rim. Nice quick play under there. Drawing the foul on number 12. Eden Seals.
No, in the last game that we saw from her, she was a pretty aggressive player. I don't know if she had a ton of fouls, but
she definitely put up most of the points.
Yeah, the majority of the points. She did end up with 3 fouls.
Now at the game against John Caldwell, which they did take. That's why they're playing Southern Victoria right here, who was automatically seeded in to this game based on how they performed in the regular season. Being the number 1 seed of their division, that being West. Fighting for the ball here. Passing around. Post trying to get her hands on it, but it will be Maya Jackson making away with it. Beautiful play, keeping that one alive. St. Peter going to shoot. Taylor Adams trying to fight for that one under the net, but no points up. They will keep possession here. Will be St. Peter throwing in. Find the hands of Post. And she'll try to shoot for 3. It'll be a little off, but rebounded by Southern Victoria to Post. We'll find the hands of Legacy. Pass in there to Adams. She's going to shoot. That's no good. Rebounded by number 8, Sophie Mitchell. Quick steal there, though, and a foul drawn by Taylor. That one's going to bounce around, not go in. That one's good. 1 for 2 from the line. Passing in, going to find Calder. Passing back to the hands of Searles. She brings it up on the right side. Going to break past most of the defenders of Southern Victoria. Beautiful C pass in there to Williams. They're going to fight under the net, though. Making it out of there. Bringing it up. Shot attempt is up. Rebounded by Taylor. Fire pass to Adams. Aniva Adams. Gonna pass to post. Make its way to Taylor Adams. She's gonna attempt to shoot up.
Though they did just hit that out, they are really good, Southern Victoria that is, are really good on super fast plays. You can see even here they're just getting ready to steal the ball and just kind of do whatever with it after that. Like, put it out of bounds like they just did.
Taylor's going to lose control of the ball there, and it will go out of bounds. Smart throwing in here, the grade 9 player. They will keep possession there. Just run the shot clock down ever so slightly. It's going to make its way into Searles. She's going to attempt to shoot, and she's good for 2. Purley will find the hands of a fellow Southern Victorian player, and then back to her. Sadie Clark loose with the ball. Post going to get the rebound there. Looking to pass it out. We'll find Purley. And that one's in. Eden Searles. Post bringing it up. Can make its way into Clark loose. But it'll be grabbed by Campobello. Eden Searles trying to break in here. We'll pass over. Smart gonna shoot, and it's good. Three-point attempt up. Gonna hit the rim. Rebounded by Clark loose. And she'll put up 2. Calder bringing the ball up. Gonna attempt to pass to Cosman. Cosman has some tight defense from Callie. Calder gonna pass in. Will go to FCA. Or check that. VCA. Getting all my names mixed up. Southern Victoria High School, that's what I'm going for. There will be a timeout called.
I'm assuming by Campobello at this point.
Yep,
yeah.
it will be Campobello.
Now, one thing I've noticed, which is most likely what has been able to get them the majority of their points, is that Southern Victoria is really good on defense. Their offense is good, but it's lacking a little bit for the amount of points that they have. It's mostly St. Peter with her 3-point shots. She's had 2 so far. That's 6 points right off the bat. Their points are pretty evenly spread throughout all the players that they have on the court, so they're definitely not lacking in their offense. It's just their defense is just so good that Campobello has not even been able to really get up to their net, or even like past the 3-point line at all, because they've been able to steal the ball away.
Starting play off here. Jump ball created there off that play.
Now that is what Campo has to do. If they just tighten up their defense just even a little bit and get a little bit stronger when they're driving up to their net, they will be able to get more points and they can break past Southern Victoria. They are not an impossible school to beat. It's just, look at this. It's really exceptional defense.
Pass over there, gonna reach the hands. That was Terrell there. Bringing up now is Calder. Fire pass over, gonna find Maya Jackson. Nice pass across there, going to be able to make it out to the 3-point line. That was a beautiful play there. Beautiful shot there by Calder. There's Sadie Clark loose. Putting up a few points there. For Southern Victoria. Eden Searles going to shoot from 3. He's going to hit the rim there. Clark loose on the rebound. Gonna pass up. Gonna find the hands of St. Peter. Shot attempts up. It's no good. Calder will make away with the ball. Break up on the left side. Gonna find Eden Searles. And Calder. Once again. Beautiful 2-point there. Seeing that on the replay. Big shout out to Ashton Little for working that. And big shout out for everyone helping up here. I got Tony Kramer working the camera, and David White on scoreboard, and my co-commentator here is Cecilia Pauly, and also doing stats.
Well, thanks to you for commentating the game as well.
Almost the end of this quarter here. We're going to have to go for a half-court shot. I'll call it for a little short. White hair.
All right, so after 1, your score is 18 for Southern Victoria, 11 for Campobello. And what we're seeing is this could be a winnable game for Campobello. One thing they haven't really gotten going is their 3-point shooting, and we saw them shoot really good from the 3-point line last night against John Caldwell. Eden Searles in particular had a really good game for the 3-point line, but right at the end, I don't know if we caught it on camera, but at the end of that quarter, after taking that shot, Marissa Calder, number 4, kind of went down awkwardly and hobbled back up. I'm wondering if it's an issue with a knee or an ankle. She's getting looked at right now by Coach Julie Sanders, but if she cannot play, that's a huge blow to Campobello, as the offense really runs through 3 of their players, Calder, Searles, and number 9, Maya Jackson. So you take away one of those pillars, and that's bad news.
And even Maya Jackson, she hasn't scored any points so far in this game yet, so I assume that we will see more from her, especially with Marissa Calder being out now for an indefinite period of time, which is not good for their team, because she's been what has been able to get them up from where they were before. But it's definitely not an impossible game.
No, it's
a lot
winnable
closer than I thought it would have been, too.
Yeah,
Seeing Southern Victoria play before.
These
And
two
without-
teams, as far as we know, they haven't met in the regular season or in any exhibition matchups. But Southern Victoria, without a doubt, the favorites. They are the defending champions for Single A. They went a perfect 10-0 in league play. They have not lost to any teams at this tournament. As there's another 2 points by Sadie Clark-Luce. As a very strong player under the net wearing number 10 in the white jersey.
Too many fumbles from Campobello's team is what's going to cost them this game, though, as we've seen. Like, when they get up to the net, if they have an open, pass, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Southern Victoria is able to scoop it up and take that ball away.
That's okay. Here's Searles now bringing the ball up. Campobello needs her to lead as she is able. Had an awesome game last night with 30 points against John Caldwell. And here comes Taylor Adams. Ball knocked away nicely by Maya Jackson. She didn't score a lot last night, but the last time she was here playing the Lakers in regular season action, we saw a lot from her, so we know she's capable. And thank you for that comment there on the live stream from Penny McQuaid. And it is number 12 on Southern Victoria, Legacy. So thanks for correcting us there on the commentary. We appreciate it. And thanks, of course, for the support as well. Here's St. Peter putting the ball in. Shylin Smart's going to intercept that. One of the two grade 9 players on this Southern Victoria, the Campobello Vikings squad. We don't have grades for, lovely 3 points from Sophie Mitchell there. So I was saying we don't have grades for Southern Victoria, unfortunately. They were not provided to us for the program. But a lot of these players look familiar from last season as the Lakers played them a lot and saw them at Harbor Station as well. So I imagine there's a fair amount of grade 10, 11, and 12s on this Southern Victoria team. Searles taking a long 3-point shot. That falls just short. Had the accuracy, just not quite the distance. As Southern Vic has doubled up Campobello here. That loss to Calder is really big, but she's talking to the coach now on the bench. Hopefully we'll be able to see her maybe in the second half. Adams to St. Peter. St. Peter from mid-range. Not just a threat from the 3-point line as she gets one from just outside the paint there. Up to 10 points already this afternoon. I think that's going to be out of bounds now as we'll look down. Yep, it is indeed Southern Vic putting the ball in. Adams back to St. Peter on the run. Nice little pop pass up, almost a rugby play there. As the Campobello takes over. Jackson looking to shoot over a defender. That was Legacy standing her up. Nice work by number 12. Legacy now beside the net, and she's good for 2. I believe those are her first points of the afternoon. And here's St. Peter. Long pass across to Sydney Post. And Post puts up 2 from right beside the net. Jackson now over to Searles. And Southern Vic takes that back. Everyone's a Viking down there. Sydney Post shot's no good, and now Eden Searles dusts it up with a couple girls from Perth Andover. And that'll be a jump ball.
We're seeing Marissa Calder back on right now, actually.
Oh, good. That's good. You like to see it. Searles is going to get a break, and that's something that we saw last night. She was really fatigued. Played the entire game against John Caldwell. You could see she was running out of steam. So they're going to need her to stay fresh if possible. Mid-range shot from post. That's no good. And Calder has it. Contested here. And she seems to be moving okay, which is good. Looks like she wanted a push call, but nothing going there.
Yeah, I did see hands on her, so it wouldn't have been unnecessary, but
has an argument there. She's actually she got 4 fouls last night, almost fouled out, so something to watch out for. Fouls on both sides here. It's a mid-range shot there for number 3, Matea Purley. That falls out, and Maddie Cosman getting in there. She was tenacious coming off the bench last night, and she shows it again. She's already gotten dusted up for a few jump balls. Oh, and big thanks to some of our viewers. Must be from Southern Vic. We got some grades, so we'll take a moment to get those written down, and we'll have a bit more information for you during the broadcast. Bree Williams now. Back to Calder. Calder stuck outside. Has a few defenders on her. Looks like Southern Vic playing a kind of zone defense, and now it's stolen away by Purley, but just before that, referee Colwell, calling for the jump ball. Big thanks to both Mark Colwell and Jeff Holloway for refereeing the game today. We are undergoing a little bit of an official shortage, just kind of basketball in general, but definitely New Brunswick. So big thanks to them for refereeing and all the officials we see coming through the gym. We know we often have players and recently graduated players who don the black and white and stay involved in the game, find a way to give back. So huge thanks to all those volunteers. Long 2-point attempt from number 4, Maddie Durapro. That's no good, but Taylor Adams on the rebound has it. And here's Marissa Calder looking to respond. It's got Bree Williams over to Cosman. Jackson with the long shot attempt. That's no good, and Taylor Adams tries to keep it in. Just a little too slow, so Campobello hangs on. They got 14 seconds on the shot clock now as Williams puts it in to Calder. Calder looking for Jackson. Jackson with mid-range shot, and that bounces just out. And looks like a foul here. I think Williams had a bit more opponent than ball there, as it will indeed be the first foul for number 14, Bree Williams. First of the quarter for either team, actually. We're already halfway through, so relatively clean game so far. Nice steal by Jackson. She crosses over, has some help, but can't quite get by the defense. Can't see the number there. Oh, it's number 1, Abigail Fitzherbert. So really good defense there from the Vikings. Williams now putting the ball in, has Shylin Smart. Jackson dribbling around. Back to Williams, to Calder. Cosman now, 6 seconds on the shot clock. They need to hit the rim here. Jackson with a big 3 attempt. That resets it. And nice work by Shylin Smart securing that rebound. Cosman has a couple players on her, but she gets it out to Calder around the circle. Jackson now driving in mid-range. She will not score, but she does draw the foul.
We're seeing some really good rebounds from Campobello, which they were kind of lacking in the first. Every time that they would take a shot, Southern Vic would be able to get it, but they're a lot more aggressive with the ball. This is something I noticed during their game against John Caldwell. Both teams started out the game quite soft. Like they, John Caldwell sort of finished the game
starts, yeah,
like that as well. But
yeah, they're gonna have to bring the intensity.
Yeah, definitely.
Without a doubt, as ball rolls out of bounds. It'll be Southern Vic maintaining possession. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Post back to Purley. Has Fitzherbert looking inside now for, I believe that's, number 10, Clark loose, and ball up. Calder has the rebound. So Campobello survives this attack, but they can't quite get over. Good defense from Matea Purley, but Calder gets it by to Williams. Jackson now corralling it, looking inside for Smart, but that pass misfire stolen by Southern Vic. Here's number 6 stopping for a mid-range, elects to drive in a little bit, tries an underhand shot, but it won't go. That was Annave Adams, as Jackson has it now for the Vikings. Calder looking inside, but that pass picked off. Dangerous pass into protection. As if the Campobello squad wants to take down this tough favorite and defending champion, they're going to have to be careful with the passes there as ball stolen away by Annave Adams. Vikings have it again. Annave Adams finds Purley. Looking inside for Clark Luce. Gets it back to Adams, who shoots. It's no good, and Bree Williams tips that rebound over to a friendly face. Williams back to Cosman. To Williams, outside to Calder, who takes a long 3 attempts. That's no good. Couple of Southern Fig players both had hands on that rebound, but they kind of figure out who's taking it. Jackson trying to fight there with Fitzherbert, but Fitzherbert comes away with it. Clark Luce under the net, doesn't like what she sees, gets it out to Purley for a 3, and that will fall short into the hands of Calder. Calder gets by the first defender, by the second defender. Just got a couple to beat. She goes in for a layup, and that falls just short. And Purley on the lean just gets out of bounds there. So we're going to get a timeout called here by coaches Sanders and Mills of Campobello.
It's a really interesting game so far. It's not at all going really how I figured it would. The score is 34-14 with Southern Vic 20 points ahead. But during these last few minutes, Campobello has done a really good job of keeping Southern Vic, especially players like Sadie and Callie, away from the net so that they're not able to score. Because they're dangerous players.
As Southern Vic comes back out of this timeout, we'll see what coaches Sheldon Shaw, John Brain, Allison Dixon, and Amanda McIntosh have cooked up. Only 3 coaches on the bench. We're not sure which one's which. The guy with the beard standing seems to be leading the charge. I'm going to guess he's Sheldon Shaw. He's the first one listed on our program. As here's Eden Searles to put the ball in. She's back on the court, so Campobello has their big 3 out, and Calder, Jackson, and Searles. It's Calder now, back to Searles. Searles elects to drive in and gets an easy 2. So good to get her going, and Campobello scores. First coming out of the timeout, which you love to see.
That is good. You know that the coaches have done a good job talking if they come back swinging like they did.
Drawing up that play for sure. Searles looking here, almost like a kind of cone. I don't really know defensive structures in basketball, but it looks kind of like a cone defense on the ball. You've got 3 defenders on the ball, 1 right in front, 2 to either side, just trying to block off pretty much any available shot. So if we got any Lakers faithful listening, they're going to have to play this Southern Vic squad eventually, I would imagine, as the defending champs.
Yeah.
To be the champs, you got to beat the champs, but beating that 3-player cone is going to be a tough one.
It'd be good to watch this game if you are a Lakers fan or even on the Lakers team. Watching the way that they play can help you try to combat that going into the game. Because with the trajectory of this game, not that Campobello hasn't been able to pick this up, but if Southern Vic keeps playing the way that they are, I can sort of see the outcome. Yeah. One of the other advantages that Southern Vic has is they've got a much longer bench than Campobello. Campobello, I want to say they had 8 or 9 players when they were here in the regular season, but for whatever reason, only 7 available this weekend, which leaves them very short-handed, susceptible to injury, as we saw earlier with Calder. Glad to see she's back and doing okay. Yeah. But an injury like that's a bit more serious, a foul out, any one of those possibilities to put you down a player will have a massive impact on Campobello, whereas Southern Vic has a lot more players to absorb that impact. They got 12 dressed for this afternoon's game. Oh, nice block by Eden Searles. Southern Vic still has it, but a lot of seconds eaten up off that shot clock. Matea Purley all alone beside the net.
And she's on the board. Grade 11 player. Big thanks to, who's that commenter? JG for filling us in on all the grade level info. Searles with a 3-point attempt. That bounces out, and Pearlie has it. Just going to speed by the defender, kind of crossing over, and miscommunication there. I think one of the Southern Vic players didn't know she had another player behind her to get that pass intended. So tips it out of bounds inadvertently. And here's Campobello, 20-point deficit here in the dying seconds of the first half. Fighting for it are Cosman and I believe that's number 6, Annave Adams. And it will be Southern Victoria taking over. 14 seconds left. They want to take a shot, but probably more importantly, avoid allowing Campobello a shot, although Pearlie goes for it early, and she scores. That's a long 2. About as long as you can get. But it does almost give Campobello a shot. I'm not sure if that would have counted or not, but
that was pretty close, though.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. So at the end of 2, it is Southern Victoria 38, Campobello 16. So Southern Vic definitely kind of in the driver's seat here, although still plenty of basketball to play. And we will remind you, the winner of this game clinches their ticket to sectionals and will play against Harvey at 6 p.m. for the right to host that Southwest sectionals. So you win and you're in. It just depends on where you're going to go, where you're traveling next weekend. If you lose, you still do have a shot. So there will be a game played for 3rd place. That's at 4 p.m. And the loser here will play the Fredericton Christian Academy Eagles. And the winner of that will be the 3rd seed in Southwest Sectionals. The loser will be eliminated. Big thanks to Ashton Little. He's got some highlights for you, as well as some information about the tournament. You see the updated bracket there. We're at the top, kind of the middle top games, Campobello and Southern Vic. You can see the implications there, as well as these teams' records against each other. And thanks to Ashton Little working that console, as well as Kevin Sheffers-Roy, who's shifted over to the scoreboard, Tony Kramer on camera, and Cecilia Pauly on the mic as well.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Always happy to bring you some playoff basketball here in the David McMullen Gymnasium. We'll also thank those referees, Mark Caldwell and Jeff Holloway, as well as our minor officials, Holly Henry, Violet McDonald, and Ella Durrett. We'll take a break now and be back in about 7 minutes.
I'd like to take the time to thank our corporate sponsors, Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Realty and the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs. Our sponsors really help us with basically everything. Thank you a lot.
All right, and as we get ready to come back for the second half of this Game 4 in the Senior Girls Single A Southwest Regionals, we remind you that on the line is a punch ticket to sectionals and the right to play to host. The winner of this game will go on to play the hometown Harvey High Lakers at 6 p.m., and the winner of that game will host the Southwest Sectionals. The loser will still be in sectionals. They'll have to travel as the 2 seed to Northeast. The loser of this game still does have a shot. They will play again at 4 p.m. against FCA, who lost 94-29 just a little while ago to the Lakers. And the winner of that game will be the final and 3rd seed in the Southwest Sectionals. Callie St. Peter starting things off strong for Southern Vic, and here comes Post looking to twist the knife. She does with another couple of points. And Searles starting things off again, gets it to Calder. She's double teamed at the edge, gets the ball through, but errant pass picked off by Taylor Adams. Adams, grade 11 player. She puts up a couple, and Southern Vic really humming coming out of the intermission. Here's Searles now. Double team, but gets it inside to Jackson. Jackson has a decent angle. She shoots and scores. So that was a nice way to break that kind of zone defense there at the ball carrier. We'll see if Coach Sanders and Mills kind of coached up anymore, as there's a 3-point shot. I believe that was Post. Gonna put that down under her name. Gives her 9 points this afternoon. Searles, but that's stolen away by St. Peter. Read that play beautifully and now has Post for a layup. It's no good, but Southern Vic on the rebound. That was number 5, Taylor Adams. That puts her in double digits. Grade 11 player and picked off again. Southern Vic just really turning up the heat. Callie St. Peter, one of 2 grade 12 players on this roster. Big thanks again to commenter JG for filling us in with that missing information. Sydney Post in grade 11 gets it over to Taylor Adams. Adams with the shot, but that's blocked nicely by Eden Searles in grade 11 herself. Campobello team kind of spread out in terms of their ages. You got Marissa Calder in grade 12, and then a couple in grade 11, a couple in grade 10, a couple in grade 9. Probably, I'd say, more of a veteran squad here for the Southern Victoria team. A lot of grade 11 players, couple of grade 12s, and a few younger ones to kind of round out the roster, but dominated, I'd say, by grade 11 and 12 here. Bree Williams going to put this ball in for Campobello. Looking for some help. Good zone defense here by Southern Vic. Gets it to Searles on the outside. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Searles over to Calder. Calder back up for Searles. Searles dribbles into the elbow, shoots mid-range. That's no good. Adams has that rebound as she gets it up over to Sydney Post. Post driving in. That rolls around, no good. But Adams on the rebound will put it home, as Calder still has it. Dribbling in. Turns and shoots. She looks to put that up underhand, but I think she drew a foul there.
Calder, a really exceptional player, often able to make it past like almost all of Southern Vic's defense.
Yeah, and they are good defenders too.
They'll
double team you. They'll squeeze you
yeah.
at the sideline. But Calder, a very good ball handler. We saw it last night. Seeing it here again this afternoon. They'll need her to keep that up. Second shot bounces out, so Calder 1 for 2 from the line. And here's Sydney Post with speed. That's no good, but rebound again by Adams. So again, it's Post starting the attack. Adams with the finish on the rebound. Really nice sequences there for the team from Perth Andover. Firmly in control of this one. As you see from the scoreboard, big thanks to Kevin Sheffers-Roy for keeping that up to date on the stream, as well as Holly Henry, who keeps it up to date in the gym. Searles passing over, but it's picked off by St. Peter. St. Peter comes in with speed, and it's good for 2. Really got to get their passing game cleaned up. Not sure why Searles didn't shoot there, too. We know she's a dangerous 3-point shooter. As Calder looking underhand again, and it rims around. That's no good. St. Peter slows things down at the corner. Has Adams inside. Adams driving in. But we got a foul called here. We'll see which way it's going. And that's going to be Sophie Mitchell called for the foul. Referee Mark Caldwell. Really appreciate the clear foul calls there as Matea Purley, grade 11 student, checks into the game. She'll give Sadie Clark-Luce, also a grade 11 student, a bit of a breather. There's Adams, she's 0 for 2 from the line so far. First shot no good. Gets another one here. We got Williams and Searles ready to box out for Campobello. Second shot up, and this one is good. So Adams now 1 for 4 this afternoon. As Jackson brings the ball over. Stuck, but has Calder coming in for support. Calder driving into the paint. Offsets it to Mitchell at the last minute. That shot no good, but it's knocked out of bounds, and I think it's going to be Southern Vic taking over. As Paisley Legacy puts that ball into Sydney Post. Taylor Adams over to St. Peter. St. Peter with that dangerous 3. We saw it a lot last season. We saw it down in Harbor Station. We're seeing it again tonight. You got to watch number 11 from the outside. Nice block by Mitchell. As Purley maintains it. Ball squirts through the legs of a couple attackers, and now it's Maya Jackson the other way. She's stuck with a couple of defenders. Looks high over to Bree Williams, who has to knock it back, but that's an over and back. So tough break for the team from Campobello as their attack is stifled. Here's Legassi. Into Adams, standing at the elbow there, kind of a distributor. St. Peter goes up, but the ball doesn't. Couple of players down, and Searles slow to get up. As I don't think that shot's going to count. Searles holding a elbow here. I was not sure if it was just impact or. Yeah, she's gets up off her own power, but definitely holding an elbow. So we're going to keep an eye on that and hope that she's okay.
That is not good, as she's one of Campobello's strongest players.
Yeah.
Not only just shooting, shot-wise, or I don't know, but also just on the court.
Yeah.
Very good player.
Yeah, one of the main distributors, definitely the tallest player for this Campobello team. She's a leader, and they're going to miss her out there. Although Calder had a similar, it was a knee, kind of tweaked it at the end of the first quarter, and she was back halfway through the second, so hopefully we'll see Searles with a quick recovery there. Hopefully it's just kind of banged and bruised, not anything too serious. As they're going to need her, if not during this game, then at 4 p.m. if they lose. St. Peter puts another couple on the board. She's at 16 points. That is your leading scorer, although she is followed very closely by Taylor Adams with 15. So a couple of veterans for this Southern Victoria squad leading the way. Nice little offset to Matea Purley. That's no good, but Adams has a rebound. Adams again, and the third attempt is good. As here's Calder with the response, met by St. Peter, but I think she was a little too aggressive there. We got a whistle. I expect we're seeing a foul against number 11 in the white jersey, and indeed it is. First foul for St. Peter this afternoon. And Searles does have an ice pack there on the elbow. Hopefully, again, it's nothing too serious. And Calder looking underhand again. That won't go. So Southern Vic takes over. Legassi over to Post, who shoots for 3. That bounces out, but Legassi has the rebound, gets it back outside. This time it's Purley going for 3. And again, Southern Vic maintaining that rebound. They're really missing Searles under the net right now. Bounces out to Post, then Southern Vic still has it. Little whirlwind move to get it to Adams and almost clothesline there. We're going to see a call against Bree Williams here. And it is indeed green 14. Referee Jeff Holloway making that call. His partner Mark Caldwell putting the ball in. And looks like Taylor Adams getting ready to take the shot. Adams puts it up and it's good. That goes in clean. So she's now 40% from the line. Second shot up. That bounces out though, but Matea Purley has that. As she looks inside for Adams. Back out to Purley. Purley, nice little fake move to get around the defense and gets herself in good position to shoot from the elbow. There's two more for the number 1 seed in the Western Division. Here's Calder driving through but loses it at the last minute. It's Purley taking over. Post now at the 3-point line. Gets inside to Adams. Adams kind of stuck. Has to dump it out. Back over to Post. Adams again at the corner. 1 second on the shot clock. She gets it off, but it's no good. So Campobello has that clean, and now Maya Jackson leads the counterattack. Slows it down, passes across to Calder. Calder with the long three, and that's no good, but it comes all the way out to Bree Williams. Looking inside for Smart, but there's a jump ball. And we'll see which team gets it. As Clark Luce will check back into the game. Taylor Adams takes a breather. Goes to the bench as the leading scorer, 18 points. But Clark Luke's a dangerous player in her own right. Inside to Legassi. Legassi swung back out to Purley. Clark Luce now fresh off the bench. She takes a mid-range shot. That'll bounce out. And Sophie Mitchell has that. As Bree Williams looking inside, but it's stolen away by Fitzherbert. Purley across to Post. Post shoots, and it goes in. Sydney Post also hitting double digits. That's her 10th and 11th points of the afternoon. As whistle here, I believe Calder went out of bounds. Number 14, Ainsley McFadden's going to check into the game. She's a grade 9 student, as well as Maddie Cosman for the Campobello. Almost said the Vikings, but that's not really very specific in this game. Purley now stuck at the edge, and that's poked away by Marissa Calder. Here comes Campobello. Calder shoots. That's no good, but Cosman on the rebound. Couple of white jerseys around her. She goes down now, and I think we're going to get a jump ball. Yep. As Cosman and McFadden wrestling over that, and we're going to get Abj Terrell is checked into the game, wearing number 9. Although it's kind of hard to see the numbers on camera. It's a little easier from up here in the skybox, but not much. Those yellow numbers on white jerseys. Not the easiest to read, but we do our best.
Definitely not, no.
Here's Purley dribbling around. Has Fitzherbert. Clark Luce just outside, but good defense from Calder coming in. Kind of forced a stutter step from Clark Luce, and that is a travel. So Calder bringing it over. Looks like a full press here from the Vikings on defense. Calder finds a lane. Gets a decent shot off, but it's no good. Good work by Terrell securing that rebound for Perth Andover. Ball now to Fitzherbert. Back to Purley. Purley, but that's knocked away. Maddie Cosman receives it. She's going to slow things down on the attack. Pass back outside to Shylin Smart. Swung over to Calder. Calder going up, but that'll go out of bounds as get another substitution. Maddie Durpo, I believe. Durapo, also in grade 9, is going to check into the game. So coaches Shaw, Brain, Dixon, and McIntosh rolling their lineup. Looking inside, but that's over the hands of McFadden. Sophie Mitchell for Campobello has it. Manages to walk the line, but it goes off the foot, and that rolls out of bounds. Tough break as she managed to walk the line pretty well. Southern Vic really good on defense.
I think that's what's been able to get them their... That is definitely what's been able to get them their points up until this time in the game, and that's why Campobello is now slowing down.
Yeah, only 3 points scored here in the third quarter. Big part of that is Searles, although I can see her on the bench kind of stretching out that arm, so we may be seeing her later in the quarter. Maya Jackson also on the bench, so a couple of the big guns for Campobello getting a breather, resting up for the fourth. Here's Purley, dribbling around, shoots from mid-range, that's good for 2. And it's Marissa Calder, grade 12 player, only grade 12 player for Campobello with the ball. She dribbles around. Good ball handler. Gets it over to Cosman. Back to Calder. Calder looks inside for Williams, who likes to post up at that corner. Kind of distributes the ball and sends it back out to Cosman, whose shot is no good. Here's Matea Purley now. 16 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside to Terrell. Looking into McFadden. Back to Purley. Purley backs it up. Keeping an eye on that clock. Terrell. The Southern Vic really wants to keep this ball until the last possible minute, and now they'll shoot. I think they waited a bit too long. That wouldn't have counted even if it had gone in, but they did succeed in keeping the ball away from the Islanders. As the end of 3 quarters, Southern Victoria 67, Campobello 19. So they beat the Islanders. Let's do some quick math here. 29-3 in that quarter.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That is a lot of points scored. Almost 30 points for Southern Victoria, and you can definitely see why. Well-deserved points.
Yeah.
They've been fighting hard for this.
Without a doubt. We'll pause to thank some of the folks working to make these streams possible up here in the skybox. Kevin Sheffers-Roy's keeping that scoreboard up to date for you. Tony Kramer is pointing you in the right direction with the camera. And big thanks to Ashton Little, who is working at the console position, doing all the changes in camera input, getting the graphics on, that instant replay. He's been doing a lot of work. That job has gotten considerably more involved lately. And he's also keeping an eye on the live chat for us. So big thanks, JG, for confirming some of our hypotheses on about pronunciation and coach identity here on the stream. We do appreciate that. Big thanks as well as the fourth quarter starts to Holly Henry, Violet McDonald, and Ella Durrett, our minor officials, as well as Mark Caldwell and Jeff Holloway wearing the stripes. Eden Searles back on the court, and she gets a couple of points. Campobello strikes first. You do love to see that, as this time it's Calder taking a break. Jackson, Searles, Williams, Mitchell, and Cosman out there for the Vikings. Pass disrupted by Searles. Nicely done. As Campobello looks to end this quarter strong. Southern Vic with a decent squad. Head coach Sheldon Shaw standing at the bench keeping an eye on things. He's got St. Peter, Post, Legacy, Taylor Adams, and Sadie Clark-Luce out there. So both kind of those tall players as Clark-Luce gets a little tangled up from behind with Cosman. Don't think it's intentional, but it will be a foul without a doubt.
We have quite a few coach names. I'm not entirely sure who is who.
Yeah,
I'm assuming John Brain is also on the bench.
On the bench, I think so. And then
we got Alyssa Dixon and Amanda McIntosh, but I'm not sure who that would be on the bench right now. So.
Yeah, but either way, I'm sure both have contributed to the coaching up of this squad. So
yeah, definitely.
Thanks to all those coaches volunteering their time, as well as Julie Sanders and Jeremy Mills on the Campobello side. Adams looking around. Williams providing some good defense, but Adams gets that shot off. She's the leading scorer tonight for a reason with 20 points to her name. And here comes Jackson now. Jackson slowing things down. Looking inside, gets over the defender to Cosman, and then Bree Williams' shot. That falls short, but Cosman has the rebound. Second attempt, no good. And finally, Perth Andover taking over. Here's Sydney Post. It's a 2-on-0, but Searles hustling back manages to intercept that pass. So Campobello escapes without surrendering points there. And now Mitchell's going to drive in, Takes a mid-range shot. It's no good. And it's white jerseys all around. Here's Taylor Adams. Finds St. Peter, but I think, yeah, we are getting called for a foul here. I believe that'll be Bree Williams reaching in. So that is her third foul. And as we mentioned, one of the risks of having such a small roster is you can get into foul trouble fairly easily.
Exactly, yeah. And especially with a player that they do play so much, like Williams. She has been on the court, I believe, for the majority of the time.
Yep, so could see a lineup swap soon. Is Calder still sitting on the bench, grabbing a breather? I don't think she's injured. I imagine we'll see more of her before the game is over. Pass poked by Adams, but it still makes it up to Searles. Searles now met by Post, gets by the first defense. Oh no, Post manages to poke it away as we've only got 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Campobello hasn't even really entered the zone. Looking for Cosman, who has to reach back for it and gets her into a dust-up there with Taylor Adams. So Campobello will have it, but with 5 seconds on the shot clock, they've got to be careful about how they distribute and got to make sure whoever gets the ball is ready to take a shot.
That's difficult with such strong defense like we're seeing from exactly what we're seeing here with Southern Vic, able to keep the ball away, able to keep the player away from the net, or even to another player. They spread out their players very, very well, because it's either according to every single player on the court, or they're surrounding one player, like someone like Marissa Calder or Eden Searles, who are some stronger players for their team. Yeah,
that's the thing about kind of 2 or 3 identifiable leaders on offense. If you can circle in on them and really cut them off from the rest of the team, puts them in a tough spot. Here's Matea Purley now, shooting, and that one goes in. Nice shot by Purley. And nice angle there. Big thanks to Ashton Little for switching up that camera angle. And that's 2 for 2 for Matea Purley, grade 11 player wearing number 3 in the white jersey. She's double teaming on defense now, along with grade 10 player Abigail Fitzherbert. Campobello gets it away to Jackson, but that's forced out of bounds. Nice work by Taylor Adams securing the sideline, and she's going to head to the bench for some well-deserved rest. Abj Terrell checking into the game. Here's Purley now. Finds Lagasse. Fitzherbert back to Lagasse, inside to Terrell. Nice ball movement by Southern Victoria. Get it to Purley, who has a lane. Shot no good, but she has her own rebound circling out. Shot clock reset. Here's Lagasse for 3, and that will bounce out. Pinballs around for a bit and comes to Searles finally, who gets that ball. Nice spin move to evade the first defender. And now has Jackson. Jackson, who pulls up short for 3, and it's good. Campobello could use a few more of those, as Maya Jackson with a nice 3-point shot there. Fitzherbert to Terrell. Back outside, and they've kind of got a similar offensive setup to what Bree Williams does for Campobello. Kind of set a player at the corner, but facing out. So you pass in, and they can quickly redistribute it if they see a gap in the defenses. And there's another 3 from Maya Jackson. Searles with the steal now. Is Campobello really coming on? Searles has 1 and the chance for 1 more. And let's see who gets the call. I believe, ooh, shoot, that is the 4th foul. No, check, that must have been against Bree Williams earlier, the 4th foul against number 14. This foul is the first against Abs Terrell. And ball is live. I don't think the players realized that was only for 1. Searles gets her own rebound, so doesn't get 1 but gets 2. Kind of a best case scenario there. And Campobello on a little, that's a 7-0 run. As ball out of bounds, Campobello will have it. Head coach Sheldon Shaw has come a little closer to the scorer's table now, and just getting a better view. As it is him standing, John Brain sitting, and Allison Dixon, former player, on the bench. Amanda McIntosh did not make the trip for this game. Here we've got, I believe that's Lagasse, or maybe McFadden putting the ball in. No, it was Lagasse. Looking inside to McFadden, and now Lagasse shoots. That's good for 2. Paisley Lagasse, grade 12 player, one of only 2 on the Southern Victoria roster, getting a couple more points. As Maya Jackson brings the ball over, she's double teamed, but has Sophie Mitchell now outside to Searles, fakes the shot, gets into the foul line, and that'll bounce just out. Terrell secures that rebound for Southern Vic. Pass across to McFadden, and there's 2 for the grade 9 player. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players from Perth Andover with points so far this game. Love to see them spreading the offense like that. As here's Mitchell outside to Searles. Searles shoots for 3. We know she can do that. As that bounces just out. And Terrell stuck for a little bit, but gets some help coming back for a pass. Purley has it now. Double teamed, but still gets the ball out to Terrell. Shylin Smart providing the defense. Only 9 seconds on the shot clock for Southern Vic. Purley gets herself a better lane, but cannot get that as ball comes away, but Southern Vic still has it. Here's Lagasse. Pause for a moment, but elected to shoot the 3. Rims out. Searles gets it over to Mitchell. And back to Searles now. So we got a couple players waiting to come on for Southern Vic. Maya Jackson with a long attempt. That's no good, but Southern Vic has the rebound. Shylin Smart kind of rotating her shoulder there. Seems to be okay as Matea Purley puts up another 2. And she's in double digits. That's 12 points. Here's Jackson. Bringing the ball up. Evades a couple of defenders. Stuck now, but gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell penetrates into the paint and shoots, but we got a whistle. Believe that's a foul. Yep, it is indeed Ainsley McFadden's first foul. Mark Caldwell with the clear call as Maddie Durpo and Brooke Quick are going to check into the game. But before we get the shots, we got a timeout called. Let's see, referee Caldwell's indication. I believe it's Campobello. Yep, it is indeed Campobello calling.
You can never
that
quite
timeout.
tell, though, because as like a strategic thing to do, it could be it could be Southern Vic calling a timeout to be able to throw them off their game. But really, at this point, it's 77-31.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of real strategic things you need to do. If you're up by like maybe even 10, that would be something.
It's a little more in question.
Yeah.
At this point, Southern Victoria in the driver's seat. They have all but secured the victory here. I imagine Coach Shaw just kind of wants to talk through with some of his less experienced players. He's been rolling the bench a lot, and now he's got a couple of new ones on. So maybe just kind of reinforcing some of the defensive strategies. This is definitely, strikes me anyways, as a systems team. They seem to have a very strong defensive system and a setup on offense as well that, in theory, you can just rotate players in and plug and play. In practice, though, players who have a little less experience will sometimes need that little confidence boost. But, okay, before we go out there, let's just go over one last time what's expected of me here.
Yeah, that is a good strategy to take, as well as they're not out yet. They will be playing ESA?
So the loser here will be playing against FCA at 4 p.m.
ESA. Yes.
Yeah, no. ESA was not invited.
No,
Yeah.
messed that one up a little bit.
Sophie Mitchell goes 1 for 2 from the line, so there's another point for Campobello. They've done much better this quarter, but it is a case of too little too late. As here's Terrell, kind of stuck in, but gets the ball away to Fitzherbert. Fitzherbert has that poked away. Maya Jackson disrupting that offensive chance. So Terrell will put the ball in. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Finds McFadden. Ball makes its way to Fitzherbert. Now Terrell at the foul line. She turns and shoots. That's good for 2. Abs Terrell on the board with a couple of points. 8th player to score for these Southern Victoria Vikings. Searles pulls up at the elbow and shoots. That bounces out. Cosman almost had that rebound, but it's taken away by McFadden Nice work by the grade 9 player under the net. Here comes the ball around to Fitzherbert. Fitzherbert dribbling around. Finds Terrell. To Quick, back inside to Fitzherbert. Really nice ball movement here by the Southern Victoria squad, especially considering these are some players with a little less court time, we imagine. Not the starters, but still kind of playing the same system that the starters were playing earlier. As we got a substitution here for the Campobello squad. Williams and Calder are in. Searles and Jackson are out. Ball bouncing around here. Calder trying to reach in and get that, and there's 0 on the shot clock, so good defense there from Campobello. Full team effort. Every player was on the court for that defensive sequence, I guess you'd call it. Here's Mitchell. Back outside to Calder. Over to Cosman at the elbow. Cosman with the turn and shoot. That will bounce out. McFadden has the rebound. Ball looking over for Fitzherbert. That's tipped away nicely by Shylin Smart. She's got the ball over the line now. Finds Williams at the top of the circle. Mitchell going in, doesn't like what she sees. Met with that kind of 3-player cone again. Cosman back outside to Calder. Calder shoots 3. And that will put her at double digits for the night. Tied with Eden Searles for 10 points apiece, leading scorers. As ball goes up, it's no good. Shylin Smart has it. Over to Calder. Calder, nice change of direction, trying to get by Fitzherbert. She does with a pass to Mitchell. Mitchell shoots for 3. It's no good. And here's Southern Victoria going back and forth now. Last minute and a half of this game. 3-point attempt is good. That's number 1. Abigail Fitzherbert, grade 10 student. And now she is the 9th player to score. As ball poked away by Fitzherbert. Nice hustle back. Williams caught unaware, but I think she came in a little too strong. And yes, indeed, she is going to get called for a foul there. 4th of the quarter for Southern Vic. Calder back to Mitchell. Mitchell over to Williams. To Cosman, looking inside for Smart, but it's poked away nicely by McFadden. And now here comes Southern Victoria. Quick to Terrell. Passing out to Fitzherbert again, whose shot will fall short here in the last minute. So as this game's result is solidified, we remind you that the winner, Southern Victoria, will go on to play Harvey High at 6 p.m. tonight for seeding. They have already secured a ticket to sectionals. It just remains to be determined which sectionals they will be playing at, as if they can win against Harvey, they will win the right to host the Southwest sectionals. If they lose to Harvey, they will be traveling to the Northeast, and last time we checked, we did not have an update on the Northeast scores at all, so we don't even know which 2 teams were eliminated last night, but could be as close as Minto or Doketown or as far away as Petitcodiac, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, and we'll try to update you as the afternoon goes on. The loser here, so Campobello, will still have a shot. They're going to play FCA, Fredericton Christian Academy, at 4 p.m., and the winner of that will be the 3rd and final seed in the Southwest sectionals, rather. Second shot for Calder goes in, so that's 3 for 4 from the line in the last 30 seconds now as Fitzherbert has it. Dribbling around. Finds Durpro. And that was scored by, I believe, number 14, Ainsley McFadden. Put those 2 points in for Southern Vic. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell with a shot. That falls short. Last 5 seconds now. See if they dribble it out, or I think they are, as Abs Terrell casually dribbling that, and that will do it. Final score, 87 for Southern Vic. 84 for Southern Vic, 37 for Campobello. So Southern Victoria has punched their tickets yet again to the sectionals. Next weekend, they will play at 6 p.m. against Harvey High for the right to host. Campobello is not out of it yet, but they face a do-or-die scenario. They need to win at 4 p.m. against FCA. Big thanks to everyone who made the stream possible. We've got our referees down there, Mark Caldwell and Jeff Holloway, as well as our minor officials, Holly Henry, Violet McDonald, and Ella Durrett. Up here in the skybox, Kevin Sheffers-Roy was working the scoreboard, Tony Kramer on camera, Ashton Little at the console, updating those graphics there as you see our updated bracket, and Cecilia Pauly joining me on the microphone. Thanks, Cecilia.
Thank you as well.
Not a problem. And we'll thank our sponsors as well one last time. The reason we're able to offer things like the net camera, the upgraded graphics and all this stuff is in large part due to those sponsors, so we thank them immensely. Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Realty and the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, basketball season's almost over, but volleyball still has a lot to play. Tryouts will be held in a few weeks, and we're looking forward to bringing you a full slate of volleyball games as well. Don't hesitate to get in touch. My contact information is in the link description. Thanks so much. We'll leave this, the highlights and the bracket on the stream for you for a little bit, and then hopefully we'll see you at 4 for Campobello versus FCA, and then at 6 for Harvey versus Southern Vic.